is your personal definition of true success?
Oh.
Take your time.
Huh?
Slowly.
When success or failure makes no difference for you, you are a true success.
I don't understand.
When the result of an event has no impact on you, both ways you blissed out, you are a success. When the fruit of the action does not determine how you are, it's just that you do things because of the exuberance of what you do, then you are a success. The result may depend on variety of things. Results are not always yours. Results, for any result to happen, whether it's in a game or in life situations, there are various factors involved. Not all of it is in our control. But what is in our control is either we did our best or we did not do our best. That's in our control. As long as we're doing that, and whatever the result may be, if you are still blissed out, that means you are a success because life cannot defeat you anymore.
So, can losing be successful?
When there is no such thing as losing in your life, you're successful, that's what I'm saying.
When you get to the point in your life, if you lose, it doesn't matter to you, that makes you...
No. See, it is not that if I lose, it does not matter to me. There is no such thing as losing.
So what's the point of playing? Why would you play?
For the sheer joy of it. Don't you… Well, when you were playing a game, even if there's no game, did you not just enjoy kicking the ball? Ask this little boy. He would like to kick the ball for all his life. It doesn't matter whether he plays a game or not. Just for the joy of it. Huh?
I wasn't talking about me. I was talking about in general terms. Willie is my teammate, we play together. He would tell you that I only play for the love of the game. I love to play football. But I tell you what, I didn't want to lose.
Bad loser.
Rod, here's a question.
Yeah.
Theo, you've got a question? Yes.
If you play for the love of the game, how can losing not matter if you're playing because you love playing and you're doing it? Wouldn't losing sort of downhearten you from playing, and you wouldn't, if you lost all the time, it would downhearten you and you wouldn't want to do it again?
Understood.
Now you're a little boy. Suppose we give you a chance to play against the best team in the world. You will lose. But will it matter? It's just that you got to play with them. That was the greatest thing for you, isn't it? So, who wins and who loses a game depends on that day who plays best. But you have the privilege to do something that you love to do and you're also paid for it. What the hell are you complaining about?
Well, I suppose from that point of view...
You're not digging in a mine.
Suppose you can't pay your mortgage because you've lost.
I'm sorry?
You can't afford to pay your mortgage because you've lost the game. And the bonus you get for winning affects you and your family. And
Oh,
your
you
wife.
just have to move into a smaller home.
Or get a smaller
And you
mortgage.
also move into a smaller team. I think that's life. If you're not at a certain level of performance, you fall to the next level.
That is completely lacking in ambition.
Not true. See, a human being does not become who he is because of his desire. He becomes who he is because of his competence. So instead of enhancing your competence, you're just enhancing your desire, which will be just a horrible burden to carry all the time. You just focus on enhancing the competence of who this is, rather than enhancing your desire, I'm going to become a world champion. Everybody wants to become one. They're not going to become one, isn't it? Everybody wants to be successful. They will not be a success unless you do the right things. Success will not happen to you. Can I tell you a joke? 45 minutes, you gotta be serious.
Joke now?
We can?
Got a joke?
Yes.
We need a joke.
Yes.
Okay, let me ask this question.
Well, let me tell you a joke.
Even better.
On a certain day, a man fell into a septic tank, right up till here in filth. He desperately tried to come out. He could not. Then he started screaming, "Fire! Fire!" Neighbors heard this, called the fire brigade. Firemen came rushing. They looked all over the place, no fire. Then they found this man. They pulled him out and then they asked, "Why were you screaming fire? Where is the fire?" The man retorted, "If I said shit, shit, would you come?" You got to do the right things. Otherwise, right things will not happen to you. Just because you have a big desire, you're not going to get there. You got to do the right things.
Everybody can't do the right things, can they? Otherwise you'd have everybody will be playing in minor league rubbish football.
Somebody can play football, somebody can be a great spectator, somebody could write about it, somebody could comment about it. There's so many ways they can participate. And somebody is just not interested in football, they'll do something else. So it is not necessary everybody has to be a great football player. That's not going to happen for sure. That's not going to happen in any field, okay? So different people have competence for different things. But every human being, if he explores as to who he is, he will be good at something. He will be definitely able to do something in a fulfilling manner. Now the problem is people are trying to do something better than somebody else. That's not the way to go. See, it does not matter how much desire you have. You are not going to do better than what this is capable of. So the only thing that you need to do, if you feel what you're doing is important, first thing is you work upon yourself. You see how to enhance this person to the highest possible level, because you are not going to do anything more than yourself. Whatever you do will only be an expression of who you are. So who you are needs to be enhanced. There are various ways to do this. Unfortunately, in the world today, the modern world today, who you are is not being enhanced. Everybody wants to become like somebody else. They have desire. They are not working in the right direction. They are trying to improve things on the outside. No. If this person is an enhanced human being, everything he does will be naturally an enhanced activity.
I believe that cheating is okay. I believe in cheating in sport is okay. I believe if you're not cheating, you're not winning. What am I doing wrong? What's wrong with that?
Are you Henry's manager? Are you Henry's manager?
Am I? Oh, Henry's manager.
Yeah. Henry.
Who is this? Thierry Henry? Thierry Henry. You mean with the handball against France? France against Ireland? Yeah. So what do you think? Give me a show of hands. Who thinks cheating is okay?
Nobody.
No, you can't speak for everybody. Hang on a second.
Cheating's not okay in any walk of life.
Hang on, just raise your hand. Just right there. Calm down.
Nothing wrong with nothing, sorry.
No, raise your hands. Who thinks cheating is okay?
Nobody. How could you mind?
I've got one, I've got two. Two people think it's okay to cheat. Okay, so the overwhelming majority of people here.
No, I wouldn't think about it in terms of cheating and not cheating. It's not about cheating and not cheating. What we need to understand is a game is a game. only because of a certain set of rules. A certain set of rules means this is football. Another set of rules means this is throw ball. Another set of rules means this is cricket. So it is a set of rules which makes the game. If you want to go into the football field and carry the ball in your hand and run away, you could play rugby. You should be playing football. So the moment you break the rule, you're breaking the very fundamental of the game. So it's not about winning or losing, you're just destroying the game. Completely you'll destroy the game. If he can touch it once and it's okay, I will touch it all the time. I'll carry the ball and put it in the goal. Next thing. Instead of one, I'll carry an extra ball that you don't see and I'll put it in the goal. Then why should we play a game? Because game is happening. A game is created only with a certain set of rules. When you say, I want to break the rule, what you're saying is, I want to destroy the game. Such people should have no place in the game at all. You have no love for the game. Forget about what you're doing. You have no love for the game.
And yet, in every single sport, there are cheats.
They have no love for the game. They just want to somehow win, that's all.
What would you teach to the people here tonight? What would you teach?
How to be. They all know how to do something, but they don't know how to be. If I just tell them, just enjoy the evening, they will ask, what should we do? Should we drink? Should we dance? Should we do this? Should we do that? No, just enjoy the evening. But what should we do? No, just enjoy the evening. Evening is there, isn't it? But you cannot enjoy it. You can enjoy your food, you can enjoy your dance, you can enjoy your drink, you can enjoy so many things, but you just cannot enjoy being in the evening. Oh, I should enjoy the cool breeze, the moonlight. No, just enjoy the evening. That is not possible right now because there is no being, there's just doing. Action, all the time action. Rest is the basis of all activity. If there is a certain level of stillness in you, activity will come out in a very, very pure and smooth way, effortless way. My average day stretches anywhere over 20 hours a day. Every day, 7 days of the week, 365 days. Average sleep is like 3 to 4. There was a time till recently, till about 5 years ago, I was only sleeping about 2 to 2.5 hours a day. Today I sleep 3.5 to 4 hours a day. But I'm traveling and so many things. I'm not just teaching all the time. I'm running a dozen businesses, social projects, 2 million volunteers to manage.
Could you say a little on how we can help young people understand what you're talking about?
See, when we say youth, youth means humanity in the making, not yet totally conceited, not yet totally lost, still in the making. So it's a great possibility. The kind of situations we have created in societies today, particularly in the Western societies, and rapidly it is beginning to happen to the Eastern societies, there is too much talk about freedom. Freedom is not a concept. Freedom will happen to you only when your compulsiveness is gone. Today, all the things that people do compulsively, that is being labeled as freedom. I'll eat what I want, I drink what I want, I do what I want, is not happening out of choice, it is happening out of certain compulsiveness. When you label compulsiveness as freedom, you're going to get lost for sure. Right now, I think that's happened to Western societies big time. And it is beginning to happen to Eastern societies very rapidly too. This is something that we need to change in our societies. That we need to understand What a human being needs, what a child needs, what a youth needs is responsibility. That he sees that he is the maker of his life, that he has to create and craft his life the way he wants it. But right now there is too much freedom talk. Because of freedom talk, people think doing something absurd, doing something freaky is their right. I'm not saying you must be a prude. I'm not saying you have to be a conformist. But if your rebellion doesn't have a purpose, you're rebelling just for the sake of rebelling because your hormones are going crazy or you're doing something else, this is not it. Because this essential idea that people think freedom is an idea. Freedom is not an idea. Freedom is a state that you arrive at when nothing is driving you. If you sit here, you can choose what to do. Nothing is driving you. Not your body, not your mind, not social situations, nothing drives you. You can consciously act whichever way you want. Then you are free. You can only do this. That's not freedom. I can do whatever I wish. That's freedom, isn't it? So one thing that needs to happen to the youth, one thing that needs to happen to children, one thing that needs to happen to adults who bear children is they need to understand responsibility leads to freedom, but freedom leads to ruin. Freedom as a concept leads to ruin. But if one becomes free, it is the most fantastic thing. The most beautiful thing about any human being is he's become free. Freedom is the highest value. In the Eastern cultures, the highest goal in life is not God. You know, in the Hindu way of life, for example, there is no God. There is no God. You can create your own God if you want, or you can discard them if you want. Mukti or freedom or liberation is the highest goal, always. So, freedom is the greatest thing that a human being can attain to. But when you talk about it as a concept, when you talk about it as an idea, it gets totally misunderstood and it will lead to always compulsive ways of behavior. So to transcend one's compulsions, if you see one thing about the youth is a time when you're so full of energy. In terms of energy, that's the best part of your life. You're on a high drive. But the problem with youth is your intelligence gets hijacked by your hormones and you kind of get sloshed all over the place. So one of the most important things that needs to happen to children like this is, if you just teach them some simple practices, that if they just learn to sit properly, you will see. You know, when we first opened the school, we have a school called Isha Home School in the center. We started the school, and after 2 months I went to just see how the kids are. All 6-year-old children, they're sitting in the morning assembly, like this, like this, like this. I said, why are these kids like broken tops? Then I just told them, the first thing, they said, we're teaching them ABC, we're teaching them this, they're able to write sentences. I said, to hell with the sentences. First let us stabilize them. We brought in a simple practice, a 10-minute practice. Within a month's time, all the kids are sitting like this. You come and see now our children. If you make them sit like this, they'll sit like this for 3 hours, 4 hours, unmoving. Just stable. This is freedom, that there is no compulsiveness in your body, there is no compulsiveness in your mind, there is no compulsiveness in your emotion. Now you will act out of choice. You witness them? Have you seen the Samskriti kids? They just sit like, unmoving. Man is ill only because he does not know how to be still. If you just learn to sit properly, the very fundamental of your life will change. How can that be? If I sit properly, how will my life change? It's like this. A human being is in many ways placed above various other creatures in his competence is essentially because he can perceive better than other creatures. Other creatures can perceive only what is necessary for their survival. A human being is able to perceive more than what is necessary for survival, which kind of distinguishes him from every other creature on the planet. Do you remember, maybe not you, you played with him?
Yes, we played together.
Okay. Do you remember in 70s when you had the television in your house, you're watching your favorite football match and there is one aluminum contraption up there on the house called antenna. Suddenly your television set goes boop, boop, boop. Then you climb up on the terrace and if you do like this, you won't get it. If you do like this, you won't get it. You got to get to the right place, then the world pours into your sitting room, isn't it? If you just learn to hold this body right, you can download the whole cosmos. Yes, this is what yoga means. To understand the cosmic geometry and to be in tune with that. If you just learn to sit right, everything that you ever want to know, you can know simply by sitting properly. Just learning to hold the body in right attitude, you will see your perception can be multiplied 1,000,000-fold, just like that. So, this is what needs to happen to the future generation. Why I am saying this is, we are at a very significant time in terms of human history, because for the first time, for the very first time, as human beings, we are more comfortable and have more conveniences than any other generation could ever dream of. Yes? And as a generation of people, for the first time we have the necessary capability, we have the necessary resource and necessary technology to address every human problem upon this planet, whether it's of nourishment, health, education, you name it, whatever it is. We have the resource, we have the capability, we have the technology. Only thing that's missing is human intention has not come. The necessary inclusiveness has not come in human consciousness. This has to come. This is what needs to happen to the youth of the world today, that they have to be brought into a discipline, they have to be brought into a dimension. When I say discipline, not rigidity, I'm talking about discipline as a possibility, that if this possibility is opened, youth is a tremendous possibility. Otherwise, youth will live like the garbage of humanity.
Which if you live in America like I do, you see that every day.
I spent a few months in a year in the United States, and some of the best universities, I'm talking about the top-notch universities, at least 80% of the kids, at least on weekends, they are on drugs. So,
what's wrong with that?
Nothing wrong with that. It is just that your brains will shrink. So if you don't think there's anything wrong with having a bird brain, there's nothing wrong.
But surely, if you want to go down that road, very briefly, one second. Well, no, just let me finish on that point. If you want to go down that road of drugs being a negative factor,
I'm not talking about anything being positive or negative. Every human being, what he is seeking is, he wants his life's experience to be pleasant. Somebody thinks it will happen if he has money. Somebody thinks it will happen if they have love. Somebody thinks it will happen if he has knowledge. Somebody thinks it will happen if he pops some chemicals. But everybody is looking for pleasantness. Whether you're going to the bar or to the church or to the temple, you're still seeking the same thing, your well-being. Yes or no?
Yes, yes.
Every human being is seeking the same thing.
Yes.
So now the question is only this. If you're seeking well-being, did you achieve it or not? That determines whether you're successful or a failure, isn't it?
Well, thank you very much, everybody. Before we go, would you leave us and everybody with one final thought?
Can I tell you a little story?
I wish you would.
There was a man in South India who wanted to pursue spiritual path. In India, pursuing spiritual path means it's an age-old habit. First thing is they will go off into the forest. looking for a cave to sit and meditate. So the man went off into the jungle. But of course you position yourself close to your village because you need food. So he sat there and boom, started mantra. Whenever he got hungry, he came to the village, begged some food, went back. And as night fell, he noticed there was a fox. Both his front legs were severed in some trap or something, it's gone. But still he is well fed and healthy. Nature is not kind to any kind of incapability. If you lose your legs, you lose your life. But this fox has lost its legs but well fed and healthy. He was surprised. But then he ignored and focused on his meditation. As night fell, he heard the roar of a lion, the growls of a lion coming. So he forgot about his meditation and climbed a tree. He sat there, and to his amazement, the lion, a full-grown male lion, came with a piece of meat, a piece of flesh, and brought it and dropped it in front of the fox and went away. The fox had his dinner. He couldn't believe this. A crippled fox is being fed by a ferocious lion. Hallelujah! This is a miracle. This is a message from the divine. What is it? What is it? What is it? And he was wondering. Next day evening again the lion came with a piece of meat, dropped it in front of the fox and went away. Now he thought, for sure this is God is sending a message to me. What is it? Then he interpreted it in his own way. He said, even a crippled lion in this forest is being fed by a lion. You fool, what are you going looking for food for? Just sit here, it'll come and fall in your mouth. So he simply sat. 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, meditation became like this, 4th day like this. By 7th day, he was groaning between life and death. Another yogi was passing this way, he heard these sounds of a man dying. He came down and he asked, what happened to you? Why are you in this condition? He said, oh yogi, please tell me. A divine message came to me. I went by the message and I became like this. The yogi asked, what happened? He said, see, look there, there's a crippled fox. Every day that fox is being fed by a ferocious lion. Is this not God's message to me? Is this not a divine message? The yogi looked at him and said, definitely this is a divine message. But why is it that you chose to be like a crippled fox and not like a generous lion? It is just about every situation in human life is just about what choice you make. Every choice takes us this way or that way. So every human being has this. It doesn't matter what point of life we are in. Even today, it does not matter whether you're at the peak of your life or you're in the dumps. If this moment, if you choose, the existence gives you the freedom, you can sit here joyfully. Nobody can stop it. You're going to die tomorrow morning. You can sit here joyfully. Nobody can stop it. This freedom, existence is offered to all of us. This is the greatest compassion. Either you make use of it by making right choices, or you choose to be frustrated or miserable or depressed. People think it's a right to be depressed. Nobody has any right to be depressed because you're infecting the world with misery. But you have a right to be joyful. Nobody to stop you. It is just a choice. That's all it is. Whether you suffer this life or you make this a joyful experience is absolutely by choice and only by choice.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much.